Hi. I'm a little more organized today. But I'm alone too. I just function better that way. I never really had a family because I just knew I couldn't spread myself that thin, especially when I didn't get child support for all those years. Like I needed more ways to have to stretch myself. And who knew this was going to be my future? So I'm really glad I don't have 10 kids running around to care for. Anyway, I got some notes. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with my information, to save it to court or this way or both. Some people just don't like to say much. They think just because you know certain things, you can read between the lines everywhere. Or maybe, it's just a test to see how good I am. I don't know. I have a job and my boss is very hands off, and it's very frustrating as to what I should and shouldn't do. And I didn't really read, I didn't see any terms of uploading a YouTube video as far as names or privacy or anything like that. I was told to step out in faith. I haven't said names yet. They're going to be on the news, and I'm still trying to figure out that. And I also got told that the time is now. Okay, what's that mean? The time is now that I'm going to court, or the time is now to say this, or the time is now to try and do something that I'm not doing, and I can't figure that out anymore. Talk to me. So I'm just covering my butt, I got a bunch of notes. Kim's brother works for the FBI. I don't know if I said that. He's my investor. He's one of my rapists. And what? He, I don't know. He sends you a lot of money if I don't die, or they can't sell me somehow. But yeah, he's in on it with the murder for Uncle Ed. Oh, that was a couple things I got this morning. Was my really best friend since I was 15 years old. Left the area because she got in trouble. And I know it was these people who did this to her. I got confirmation this morning. They've been selectively removing people from my life or bringing them in. They thought they were God. They could just bring in boyfriends, and stupid me, I didn't see it or know it. But I was busy just being me, trying to getting on, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they isolated a very dear friend who ended up dying out of state that I couldn't get near to help her. The last time I saw her, I tried to get her to come live with me. Pride, yeah, it was in my living room, and yeah, she wouldn't have had much privacy, but we didn't use my living room, that's what I couldn't get her to. And they have, curtains, and, I'm really handy with things, but, some people just got too much pride. I lost her quite a few years ago, I think about 14 years ago this year. So please don't let people you love, just don't let pride, stop them. Just give them space and then go at them again, if you really love them, don't let them just quit. I don't know. And my sister-in-law, Cynthia, she popped out this morning. I had feelings about 3 or 4 months ago that I know they put my brother in prison, and yes, he's not been a good boy most of his life, especially once he got to be an adult. But he got tempted. I know he did. But they got my brother put in prison. But first, they tried to get him for murder because they killed his wife, Cynthia. Yeah, she died mysteriously, and she's been in the ground now for I don't know 8 years or so. Well, I think no, actually, her daughter has her ashes, I believe. I think she's not. I don't know. I remember seeing her in a casket though. So I don't know. I don't usually do funerals. I it's not cold. I had a bad experience when I was little. They tell me about it. I really don't remember. I know I used to talk to people when I was younger, like they were there, but they weren't. And that has since been taken from me and blocked or whatever. The US government thought I shouldn't live with those memories because it might actually drive me. What they don't know was when they made me fly during a brainwave study, or astral projector, whatever the hell I did. I have been trying to duplicate that my whole life since then because I don't dream. I've never dreamed. I think they've stolen that away from me somehow too, but I'm getting them back, damn it. I'm getting everything they've ever stolen from me back, one way or another. All I gotta do is tell Daddy. And yes, I can say that. I'm chosen. I'm a prophet by God, and I keep hearing Brother Jesus, and he wrote me a note the other day and said, "Love, Daddy." So I mean, I don't know. And I've been getting inklings like that, but who wants to say blasphemy and that? But yeah, the more this goes on, I know I'm pretty different. I always knew I was different, but I don't know. I look the same as everybody else. Anyway, yeah, my sister-in-law Cynthia, they did take out to try and get my brother to go away and cause my family strife. See, they've been removing members of my family my whole life, one at a time, strategically. Anybody who I actually loved and cared for, and we had a relationship, they had to go. They like I'm saying, they thought they were God, and they had me in an MK Ultra program ever since. Uh, Ever since. I mean, they knew who I was before I was born, I guess. Um, and when I was born, it was confirmed. So they made sure that I didn't wake up, if ever. That's the thing. The U.S. government didn't ever want me awake. And I saw a thing the other day. I got on YouTube and I was looking around for other things. Not tarot, not help, not, and just I don't know, to improve myself, or to help me with this, or those healing music frequencies and that. Anyway, shit, now I forgot about it. I was on YouTube. Oh, and there was a picture of a pardon from the government or the president, and I don't know. That fucking better not be me. That better not be me they're pardoning, because I'm the one that needs to pardon them. I don't know where they get their logic from or their advice. I'm still pissed about that, and I don't have the time to sit and watch the stupid videos to get information. But it helps. It helps because I do get I don't know what it is, clairsentient. I just know, I hear something and I know, and then I can see, and they don't like that. Um, and sometimes I can. I mean, some days it's a little hazy, and some days I just want to be me, like some psychic people, you know. But I don't know. I got a job, I got a mission for God, and I'm gonna do it. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Yep. Sue, Cynthia. Oh, my brother in prison. Yep. They got to his stepdaughter, um, when she had a boyfriend when she was 12. And this guy, she had a boyfriend when she was 12. She snuck off the library. It was a known fact. You can ask anybody she went to school with, especially her little friends, Monica, and I don't even know. Because I wasn't there. I didn't drive at the time. My cousin had us all separated. He kept getting my license taken away. Actually, I think it was Kim, actually, because she worked around the county at various government agencies and the court system and all that. Yes, Kim Bagley. She's had a lot to do with Ontario County for over the years. And then John Bagley, well, oh, oh, well, I'm not redoing this video, so you're gonna have to just, yep, it's the truth. Kim and John Bagley, Ontario County, New York. I'm Brenda Bagley. I'm the real one. There's a fake me. She lives next door to me. She keeps coming in my home. she's paid. She got paid to marry my ex and be me by Wally Jones that lives 3 houses down. I mean, we got our own little, little soap opera going on here. And yes, that's my copyright idea. So no, I don't freaking want. But that's my story, and no one can take it without my permission. And I don't care what day it is. You try that. Just because I don't say it every time I make a video, doesn't mean it's not true. I don't know. So yeah, she paid. Her and Rick got paid. Oh, Rick Noaker. The fake me. I have no idea what her name is. Jessie, Nona. Come on over, boys. I'm the government whore. I don't know. What's funny? The other day she was out there talking to her lawnmower guy. She had red hair, and I mean no natural red hair. It's like a deep red auburn. She's impersonating me. That's not my color, honey. And then she's out mowing her lawn, and she's got black hair. It's like, do you even know who you are? And she stands there like, and it's like, you think I'm gonna talk to you? I know what's going on over there. You got Bluetooth cameras in my house. You come in, you poison my food. You come in, you steal my clothes, you wear it to court. Then you go back. I don't know. I'm really afraid of our car, and they've got the title to our house, and I keep hearing about a house fire. But, if anything happens, hey, this is my story, and well, I gave him my name. So if you don't hear any more stories for a while, you might know what happened. But I got God on me, so it's not bad. I'm not real worried, but I just I have to be aware that they think they're going to get away with this stuff. If they're desperate for money, they've been living on my money their whole lives. They got all these licenses and jobs and that, but not because they wanted to work and contribute to the world. In fact, Kim is in on those parents that go to court and fight for their kids because they screwed up, and probably knowing John and Kim, they set these parents up to freaking fail, because Kim is got 4 personalities inside her. It's medically confirmed. She's losing it in prison, or she's gonna lose it in prison. She's just been doing this too long. She's so full of evil. But yeah, she's the parents that get their kids taken away, and then they go through all these steps to get their kids back. They never get them back, and Kim has records of it. Kim kept track, and they use kids. They harvest them. They use them for sex slaves. They stick them in Mason holds because they are Masons, Eastern Stars. They support sororities. And I don't know about fraternities. I mean, what do you call Eastern Stars and Masons and that? But sorority or fraternities, right? But also there's a man's church group at Penn Yan, New York. Yep, USA, Penn Yan, New York. They have a church over there. It's a men's group, and boy, do they hate women. Ooh, boy, do they hate women. They what do I want to say? Recruit people in parking lots late at night. Like Walmart or Burned Area and that, where they're hoping to just find a single person and say, hey, come to our church, and then they hypnotize the hell out, if not hypnotize on spot, because they've been able to do that, especially John and Rick. He goes for women though. He I don't know. He likes what do you call it? Harem. I don't know. Some people just I don't know. Anyway, yeah, these people, they do these to get church members. I lost my train of thought. Kim and taking away kids, and they never get them back. They harvest them. They take them. They use the Canandaigua Airport. Yep, Canandaigua, New York. Oops, boy, I'm blurting it all over the place. I hope this is right. I was trying to leave it for God. He's been doing all the work. He's been kicking these guys' ass. I mean, I was saying my prayers, and I was, doing my return to senders and clearing my energy and trying to clear my chakras and all that kind of stuff. And this, I knew nothing about doing any of it, but I've had to learn real fast. And then they hired a YouTuber to, screw with the tarot people because that's how I was getting help. See, when this first happened and I woke, I never sat there all day and looked at my phone or did gossip. I mean, back in the 90s, yes, when I first hurt my neck, I didn't know what the hell to do when I was sitting around. So, yep, I had cable TV and I watched some talk shows, and then I'd shut it off because it was never into soap operas or anything. And the talk shows I really hated, but the ones with real advice, like Oprah or Montel always had Sylvia, and then sometimes he had good things on there that he'd do for people in that. He was an ex-serviceman with a good heart. Um, I don't know. It just, you can get a vibe about people, and you can get a vibe about drama and BS, and who wants to deal with that? I mean, yeah, The View was a good idea with Barbara Walters because she was a news lady. But who are these other ladies? Yeah, some of them been around. Whoopi's been around forever. Love her. And Joy, yeah, she's a comedian. She's probably seen a lot of crap, especially since she started with Barbara. And I don't even know if they're still on or who's on it anymore. But I just, sometimes you do got to get the issues out there. But then there needs to be a limit. 13 years, come on. Isn't there a better way to do that? Or whatever. I don't even know how long it was on. I remember thinking though, wow, they've been on a long damn time, and I Googled it, and yeah, they were. But I was like Barbara Walters, everybody talked to her. She got everybody to talk to her. I don't know. Anyway, so Rick took out a contract with the Masons to kill Wally. Wally, the judge down the road, was in on it. He had my inheritance, knew about it, knew it existed, but so did Kim and John. Because, they were family. Well, Kim wasn't till, I don't know. I never met any of these people. Well, Wally, yeah, I've gotten to know him because, but I've kept my distance because I just never got a great vibe. And I didn't care what agreement he had with my grandfather. I'm not my grandfather, so don't try and give me any bullshit. And I know he did. My grandfather, he had a riding lawnmower. He worked at Rochester Products. He was a line foreman. He was in World War II. He'd really been through a lot. Then he came here retiring with my grandmother from a 3-story house, a 4-story, if you count a basement, house. And, they just wanted to relax. And they were used to having a beautiful neighborhood over in Chapin, New York. And, everybody knew everybody helped each other. It was great. So then, he gets here in Wally, and I think my grandfather knew Wally's father. I think that was a whole setup because they knew ahead of time, if not from the government people, and they sicked Wally on my grandfather. I don't know. My grandfather and grandmother were killed by Wally, Kim, and John for my property and my inheritance and some ancestral property that they know that I have or we had. And they thought they killed off our bloodline. But, sorry guys, I don't know. I mean, they've tried a lot. I actually had my heart stopped twice by a girl who her grandfather or father ran Rushville, New York health clinic, where conveniently John was a mayor and a private investigator and what do you call it, a real estate person. So he had lots of houses all over town. He didn't take care of them, and they were wired for sound and sight with cameras. But he had them, and he didn't tell anybody about that. So he snowed his way around Rushville, but finally they got sick of him. I know they ran him out of there just because, I'm family, and I've heard of the stories that John got ran out, and I don't even think it was my family that told me that. I called for an aid because Ontario County Sheriffs have some voice manipulating equipment in their possession, or they did at least in 2012, probably because of my cousin, because he's an ex-Navy SEAL for the government, and he's trained in a PI and, all that BS. But what he doesn't tell is that he's supposedly in prison. He went rogue, and he should have been in prison since 2015, but the government let him out to do something. One of the crooked people in the, not the, yeah, CIA, I think, because he's got somebody that's CIA. Yeah, the UN, the witch that's impersonating me, her brother's a UN rep. I mean, they're all over the place. They've just infiltrated, and I'm told that they're not even human. I'm told that they're possessed by the devil because they sold their soul. They made a deal. They did it however you do a deal with the devil. I don't know. I've heard it over the years. Um, that Robert Johnson, you know, in the movie Crossroads. You know, I love that song at the end. And but yeah, I finally got the documentary recently and watched that. It's just sad. The devil's been getting away with it a long time, and finally he started covens all over the world. And you know, there's 8 billion of us, so there's a lot of covens. Um, but recently, yeah, well, they made a bad decision to go after one that wouldn't join their coven and didn't know. Just because they didn't know I was chosen by God and anointed, they they came after me because I seem naive and I don't know, weak. I don't know. Well, you get sick of people's pushing, you get stronger, right? Or life keeps knocking you down, you know, and you keep getting up because what other choice you got? You know, you fake it till you make it. That's what got me through a lot of time. A lot of time, you know. Left in a field, pregnant for my second son. Like, well, you're dumb enough to get yourself in this situation, you know, get yourself out of it. And they worked. I don't know. Well, no, I'm still not out of that, but, you know, because I'm still his mom. But I thought I was giving him better opportunities until I had a relative that even went chasing him down. Luckily, though, I wouldn't do, it was supposed to be open adoption, and I was supposed to be able to visit that, but my parents went once. I held him in the hospital for 3 days, and it killed me to give him away. But I knew I had to because I knew, you know, I didn't get child support for the first one like I was going to get one for the second one, and they were the same guy, you know. So, you know, and I couldn't possibly work enough to fix that, and I wasn't going to go to welfare. And welfare wouldn't even go after child support for me because Kim worked over there, and, you know, the whole freaking county was against my whole family. I don't know what. I can't wait to find out my history because the whole county's had a vendetta against us, except the state police. I gotta say, they're stand-up people. Most of them. I don't know. I think they got lied to because they're so far away and removed. You know, but maybe not. I don't know. I haven't had I didn't get a great vibe the one time that I encountered a detective. So that's kind of, yeah, okay, there goes my throat. Okay, guys. So maybe there is a bit of truth in that because my throat just dried up instantly, like I couldn't talk. Okay, yeah, maybe there's a crooked one, and maybe my brother's lawsuit is legit. Uh, okay, so Rick took a contract with the Masons to kill me. But Wally was in on that. I keep getting messages to sit and relax and messages to go to the police. I have. They were crooked. Been waiting on my ID theft letter from probate court since December, of my current knowledge. But they've done all kinds of magic on my crown and all my chakras to keep me in a box and single. Because, you know, God forbid if I date somebody and get married, which I should just to spite them off. But, you know, I'm making vows only once. I make a vow to anyone, you know. I usually stick to it. You know, what good is it if we don't have our word? And, you know, and then you're standing there in a church in front of all your family and saying, you know, I do and forever. And sorry, I'm only doing it once. And if you don't do it in a church, it's really not sanctified by God, I guess. So, you know, there's that. Why would you do it if you don't want him to sanctify it? I don't know. I just I like answering to me. You know, I don't know. I mean, I've always been open to moving on, but just never met anyone, you know, really worth. But I haven't been very far. I've worked. I took care of my kid, took care of my stuff, like my friends. You know, that's one thing. If you're all struggling to keep your sanity in life, fake it till you make it. That's good. Um, also, um, we had this thing, all what was it? All married with children, Al Bundy and them. We were at a friend's, I don't know, 2 3 weeks in a row. We met this girl at a job. Me and my friend that was since I was 15 and played soccer with her. We met her at a job because I got my friend and helped her. Well, I had a factory job and she was struggling to pay her bills and wanted to move on in that. So I said, hey, this isn't a bad place to work. The people are great, and we get along. And yeah, it sucks. It's night shift, but you know. And she worked in a different department, so we all got to meet friends. And then we went to this lady's house, and she had 2 kids and a husband. And she put up with us coming over every week. And I was always the person that, if I'm going to visit you, I'm not going to go there and interrupt. Number one, you're going to know I'm coming. Number two, I'm going to have drinks for at least who I'm bringing so that we're not, taken from you. I mean, you're good enough to let us all sit and hang. Why would I ask you for water, milk, or whatever? It's just. So I was always that way. And then, I know my kid's going to want a snack as soon as we get in the door. So, I always let him pick something or we'd bring something. And I always brought enough for everybody to share. And and it just grew. We did that for at least 22 years straight, I think. I really don't remember. I'll have to ask her sometime. Well, I really didn't. Um, no, and we didn't do it with her. We did it in honor of her because she started it. But she moved on with her ex-husband and kids, and we moved on from the job, and it just got harder to get together. But we always kept and this cousin of hers we got to be friends with, and we did that for the better part of 20 to 30 years. And it was the best uh, prescription. It was the best, and yeah, if you don't jibe, don't keep doing it. But if you really have a camaraderie, go for it. It's the best, and it was a good way for the kids. I never really thought of saying, hey, go pick up anything because I smoked weed and stupidly I drank too at the time, and I knew I could never do both. But my friend for 15 years always, come on, relax, you need to chill, and I did. So I did, I gave in. And I cannot, since then, she did watch me tell her no, she didn't push me anymore. I said, no, my brain shuts off if I mix them. So, I learned to tolerate it better. I know what I can handle, but she's just she grew up doing it, and filling up the bottles with water and of her mom's, and that. And I never did that. I never really liked to drink in the first place. Never, and I still don't. I've been so stressed with all this BS from my cousins and Rick that I have gone for alcohol a couple of times, and it just drives me out. Yeah, I get really buzzed and I forget it, what I'm, stressing me. But then I wake up and I feel so dried out, and it takes me, most of the morning just to get my head right, and then I still don't. I just want to keep drinking water. So, I just stay away from alcohol. Really, yeah, I'm boring. I don't know, but I like trying new stuff. Why kill your body when you can, if you're gonna kill your body, jump over an airplane. It's gorgeous view. What a way to see that before you die. I don't know. No, don't go do that because of me. But just that's my kind of. I don't know. I don't see why people don't try and make themselves better. I've always tried to get experiences. I've always tried to just grow my brain. If I got to do something around the house, whack at it the best I can. My dad was an Army engineer mechanic. He was very good at making shit that were not a physical, if you need a bolt, but you don't have the right bolt, you don't have the money to go buy a bolt, he'd find some way to fix it. We used to call it a Bagley Cobb job, and it still works for me today. I don't know. He built clutch for my a clutch cable for my car, and Rick was a mechanic, and he said that's the best cop job I ever seen. It wasn't gonna come apart, but I just wanted it back to factory. But at least I wasn't stuck saying, "Mommy, Daddy, can you take me here?" when I had my own kid in that. So it, Dad was good at what he did, and it rubbed off. Even though I was never out there with him side by side, while he's fixing stuff, I just kind of absorbed his little mechanical ability or something. I don't know. We all should have been engineers, I guess. So yeah, Rick and Wally and Kim and that they took out a contract on me. Messages, yeah, I don't know whether to go to the police or not because they've been dirty. Um, if let me see, what was it? The inheritance would be, oh yeah, if I got married, then they'd all get found out. So they had to keep me in poverty and distracted as hell, so that I never even met anybody or wanted to get married. Kill off my family, make my kid jump off a bridge, keep getting me evicted from jobs and homes, and now they even my son and I have not lived together in 7 years because of this. And I know they're screwing with him down at his apartment complex, and I was told they're using the maintenance man just like they did at Camelot, because they're men. But I know he screwed my manager at Jefferson Apartments. I don't know what Lakeside Village. I know he screwed Joni to get her to, kick me out and give me shit. And then I don't know what he did to Fred Gaylord. I don't know. He probably just paid him money, and Fred got it through a lot of it anyway. He was an old Marine Corps drill sergeant, so he knew how to be an ass, and he really was an ass. The man, he had me shaking from February to April about not having anywhere to go or live, and I almost went away somewhere and said, okay, help me. And I knew that was letting them win or him win, and I wasn't, luckily God got me over it, and I moved on. And then, yep, coming August, the bastard, after getting over it 3 months in a row, we had inspections after inspections. He was up my ass about inspections and just shit that I had been out of work since 1995, never got offered an aid, never, always had to fight workers' comp, although I got a 4-page letter from workers' comp where I won that verdict all alone. All alone. All alone. Didn't get any money for it because, number one, I had a lawyer, and Joe, I'm sorry, it was dirty money, as far as I was concerned. I proved my point. I fucking won. Fuck you guys. They had a whole building full of lawyers, ruined my life since 1993, 4, 2. I hurt my neck reaching too high. I was at the head of the assembly line. What's that tell you? I was a good worker, and I floated around because I get distracted easy, and they loved me everywhere I went. And then I got another boss and another boss, and they all loved me. And then, man, they made sure that I was all ready to sign up to a vacation to Cancun with my friend of 15 years, or since I was 15, and my son. It was been the first real vacation we ever had. And Xerox used to get bonuses. I hope they don't now. Yes, I'm sorry, the workers, you might deserve it, but that place deserves to go down. They've been helping the government do shit since Russia. They used to send the repairmen in. That's how they sneaked around Russia. That's so wrong.